Let's move on to the Carolina Panthers, a team that befuddles me year after year. I never know if they're going to the NFC final or winning 4 or 5 games. To win 7.5, slightly juiced to the over. Division plus 550, conference plus 2,500, Super Bowl plus 5,000. Tough schedule in a tough division. They have an improved defense. Cam has supposedly changed up his throwing mechanics. McCaffrey's coming back bigger. Will he maintain his quickness? He was in 99% of snaps last year. Greg Olsen turns 34, coming off a broken foot. How much can you lean on him? Are DJ Moore, Curtis Samuel, and Jarius Wright good enough? 4-3 base defense forever. Now they say, Rivera says they're going to be using 3-man fronts. Julius Peppers retires. Wes Horton signs with the rival Saints. And they signed Bruce Irvin, who I don't think will be enough. They need more from Dontari Poe. Kawan Short, very excited about the 3-man front. We know Kuechly's one hit away from retirement. Bradbury, Gaulden, and Reed in the secondary is not enough. Their secondary is weak, in my estimation. Donnie, right side, the Carolina Panthers.
This is, you know what, it's funny because we usually have likes and dislikes as soon as we go over ball clubs. Like, I can't wait to get after this team. And when I take a look at the Carolina Panthers, how many times already this offseason I've gone, you know what, they're going to have a really good season. Then I backtrack and say, boy, I watch a lot of football for the Carolina Panthers, what they can actually do, because it starts with the quarterback. The most important position of all of sports is the quarterback. And how many times us as gamblers, and I've been included in this, where I take the Carolina Panthers and after 5 minutes I go, I got bad Cam today. I'm in trouble. He's already checked out of this ball game, except in case something miraculous comes back. Now, if we want to take a look and say, you know, what happened in the past can happen in the future, we all took a look at Indianapolis, and I was chuckling going, I think they're going to have a good season. This guy's throwing a Nerf football in July, meaning Andrew Luck. How's he going to throw a football and try to keep up when it comes in the fall? Amazing recovery. So now we're hearing the same things out of Carolina, which coincides last year. Let's not forget, this was a 6-2 ball club before Cam Newton couldn't throw the ball 15 yards or even complete a 5-yard out midway through the season. They kept it real hush-hush. You saw the Ron Rivera interviews, absolutely indignant that people were asking him if something is wrong with Cam Newton's arm. It was clear as apparent by the end of the season they shut him down. And now you're hearing all the good things come through again. He got his rehab done. He had a couple surgeries. He changed his throwing motion. How many times do we see Tim Tebow news come out? Boy, he worked really hard in the offseason, changed his throwing motion. He's going to revert right back to what he did, 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, but can that shoulder keep up? If it does, I think they have some components where you can get after it. Love the running back position. They have a lot of Swiss Army blades out on the outside, Swiss Army knives, that can do interchangeable things. They can go deep. They can catch the short game. They can use the screen game. They have an unbelievable dynamic running back that fits all in there. I like the moves they made on the defensive line. Getting McCoy out of Tampa Bay, there's a lot of meat in the middle that should be able to slow down. And you're right, Jimmy, protect Luke Kuechly. He is one injury away, one concussion away from sitting out. I think they protected him well. But this is one of those teams heading in where you see the team total 7.5 and you say, boy, it could go either way. To be honest with you, I love to give my opinions on teams and say, you know what, I think this team's moving up. If there's so many questions at the quarterback, which Cam Newton we're going to get, Jimmy, I don't have a distinct advantage in saying, you know what, I like this to go over 7.5 or stay under. This is one of those teams where I like to sit back and watch and say, you know what, after a couple weeks, I really want to see what they have. I'm not extremely high on the Carolina Panthers this year.
Nor am I, and Cam Newton is the question mark that you speak of. Whale Capper, Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, so the Panthers are a team for me that has a mediocre ceiling and a low floor. Like, this could go fine or it could go very poorly. And we talked about the Panthers last year at the IFBC. Gabe put me on the spot on the stage on a win total that miraculously hit the under thanks to that injury. But I was predicated that entire take on, if you're telling me Norv Turner's 7-step drop back offense with Cam Newton and those pieces at offensive line, you're telling me Cam Newton was going to survive through 16 games. I just was not buying it. And sure enough, that was the specific thread that unraveled their entire season. And did they make some investments in the offensive line this season? Yes. They got a center out of Denver and Matt Paradis, who is a phenomenal piece at offensive line. He could completely turn that unit around by anchoring the middle of things, and that could be the entire difference. But I have an enormous question mark in my head about how effective Cam Newton is going to be. The injury was much more significant than, it looked like what we saw with Andrew Luck, not the year that he came back, the year before he took an entire year off. So the idea that he's going to have rehab and be himself in year one recovering from this injury is really tough for me to buy. Now, if he does, this is probably a 9-win team. And I say they're ceiling mediocre, about 9 wins probably, because they still have holes in their secondary. Yeah, they made some investments on their D-line, and their linebacker core is still, towards the top tier of the league. But they have enormous problems in terms of covering receivers. They have a dearth of skill at the outside pass catching positions on offense. So their ceiling to me just is not that high. If you're going to bet a win total on this team, I would lean under, but I certainly would not lay any juice. Look for an alternate, look for some option where you can sell some games there, because, things could get real ugly here if Cam Newton is actually hurt.
And I'm going to stay away from them. I feel they're just year in and year out a tricky team to figure out.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.